The Moti brothers have been found and are back home after being abducted 3 weeks ago on their way to school in Polokwane. Police in Vuwani in Limpopo say they got a call last night to fetch the children. Let's get you the latest on this and speak to Police National Spokesperson Vish, who joins us on the line this morning. Mr. Naidoo, thanks very much indeed for your time on what is some incredibly good news for South Africans this morning. Tell us, or at least insofar as what you can tell us, about how things unfolded with police getting that call last night.
Very good morning to you, Michelle, and thank you for this opportunity. Yeah, last night we received a call, residents in Vuwani called the local police, the Vuwani police, after the 4 children arrived at their house, and they stated that they were dropped off on a road nearby, on an unnamed road, and of course the investigators were contacted. We then had them medically examined before handing them over to their parents last night.
And what can you tell us about, I mean, this is such a difficult question to answer, I suppose, but their state of mind 21 days after they were abducted?
Well, first and foremost, we just have to go by what the doctor said. The doctor said they were in good health, but I think from our observation when they were reunited with their parents, they appeared to be in very high spirits. But today, we will try and get an opportunity. Hopefully, we'll be able to interview them. So we're going to take both our forensic and clinical psychologists through to see if we can interview them and if they can assist us, because there is currently an ongoing investigation, a kidnapping investigation, which we're going to try and see if we can get some assistance from the boys that can help lead us to their captors or their kidnappers.
So at the moment, I mean, it's been hours now since you got that call from residents in Vuwani to say that the boys are there at their home after they've been dropped off by their captors. I suppose the discussion with the boys and with police about the conditions under which they were held, is that a discussion that's already taken place?
Well, I don't think so. I think there will be more critical matters to discuss because, as I said, they appeared to be in good health. They looked clean. They looked like they were well fed. But I don't think, obviously, maybe towards the latter part, if we don't, exhaust the children too much, we might get into that. But I think the important thing now is to see what information we can get that can help us to trace and successfully arrest those that were responsible for this kidnapping. That would be our primary objective.
Yeah, absolutely. So the police has a delicate balancing act now of allowing this family to spend some much-needed quality time together, but also not allowing a lot of time to lapse, getting information from them that may lead to the arrest of the suspects.
Yeah, that's a very important point you've made there about not letting too much time to lapse, because in any investigation of this nature, the first 24 hours for us is critical. Even from the time that the children were taken, that they were kidnapped, every minute, every hour, every day that passed for us, it made finding the children more difficult and, raised even more concerns about the well-being of the children. Likewise, in a similar circumstances, a similar case, now that the children have been found, every minute, every day, and every hour that passes, it's going to make it more difficult for them to remember the little details of what transpired while they were held captive. So it's important that we speak to them as soon as possible. And we can only do that if the children are in their sound minds, in the sound state, and if they are willing to speak to us, because they are minors at the moment.
Absolutely. Brigadier Naidoo, before we let you go, I mean, the circumstances that led to these children being found sounds like their captors just let them go. Has this been somewhat of a failure on the part of police in making enough headway to find the children where they were being held?
Well, I must tell you that we haven't been speaking on this particular case, and in all kidnapping cases, we do not speak about them when it's a live kidnapping, because we've always maintained that speaking about it publicly would, it has the potential of placing the lives of the children at greater risk. There's been a lot of work done. There were some news being spread earlier that there were people arrested, which in fact they were not arrested, We have been taking people in for questioning, and, we felt that we were making headway at that point. So whether their release was as a result of us closing the net on the kidnappers or not is still yet to be determined. But I can tell you there was a multidisciplinary integrated team put in place from the time this report was made to us that the children were kidnapped, and there was a lot of work done on a 24/7 basis. So, yeah, I don't think one can say that police have failed, because the expertise that we have within our ranks it's world renowned. So there's been a lot of work done, and I think from here on our efforts are just going to be focused on trying to identify and arrest those that were responsible.
Brigadier Vish Naidoo, thanks very much indeed for coming onto the program and chatting to us. He is the police's national spokesperson as we continue to reflect this breaking news story coming to us just hours ago this morning. The Moti brothers, those 4 young boys, have been found. They are now back home with their families, and a lot of work still ahead for police and for that family in the days, weeks and months to come.